Welcome to the journey, a different kind of storybook. Today's story is The Eyebrows. So please, make yourself comfortable and see if you see yourself or someone you know or love in the story. I know three brothers who in their hearts know the difference between right and wrong. They were raised by two loving, kind, and good parents. As they grew up, their parents taught them wrong from right and showed it to them by the way they lived their lives. When the three boys were all teens, their parents died in a horrible car accident. Needless to say, they were devastated and all alone. Their names are I Will, I Won't, and the youngest is I Might. The loss of their parents brought the three boys closer than ever, but as you can probably tell by their names, they are, however, very different. The oldest, I Will, was a big man. He wasn't afraid of anyone or anything. He was the big dog in the neighborhood. His ego had grown almost as big as he had. He wouldn't back down from any challenge. In fact, the bigger the challenge, the more he seemed to enjoy it. How many know that if you live long enough, chances are that you'll run across someone or something that is bigger or badder than you? The middle brother, I Won't, was very intelligent and perhaps overcautious. He was a big man too. A lot of people gave him a hard time and they considered him to be soft. So he wouldn't jump into a situation like his big brother without consideration. What's that old expression that fools rush in where wise men dare to go? He would think a situation through, and he wasn't afraid to say, I won't do that. It's funny how everyone came to I won't when they needed good advice. He wasn't as opposing as I Will, but sure had a strength of his own. You know what I mean? You know anyone like that? If he didn't believe that something was right, then I Won't wouldn't. He had strong willpower and beliefs, and he wouldn't back down from them. Then there was I Might. Being the youngest, he grew up observing his two older brothers. He was always watching them to see which brother that he admired the most. He was never able to choose one over the other because they both possessed qualities that he wanted. As he grew up, he never felt comfortable making a decision. He found himself constantly seeking other people's opinions and approval. Other people made the decisions that pertained to I Might's life. He would give up control. He would depend on others to dictate the course of his life. What about us? All of us have these three brothers living inside of us. In fact, we call on at least one of them many times a day. I believe that every action that we perform begins with a thought, and then the decision. What we decide determines what we will do. You will, you won't, or you might. I have written in a couple of my stories about the importance of balance in our lives. If one of these three brothers is out of balance, then we're going to have to accept and go through its consequences. When it comes to addictions or just plain bad behaviors, I see too many of us living as the oldest and the youngest brothers. I heard a story about an old man and his grandson. They were out walking one day and came across a nest in a tree with 3 baby birds. The young boy asked his grandfather, "Grandfather, which one of these baby birds will grow up to be the biggest?" His grandfather smiled and said, "The one who gets fed the most." I believe it's good to have all 3 brothers in our lives. However, which brother are you going to feed the most? Decisions decide wealth. All wealth, in my opinion. Just something to think about, and I hope you will. Never give up. Love and peace, Brother Charles.
Word.